What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Solana at the request of Iceberg. We're talking about this for you, my friend of lettuce. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys, and let's get into it. Solana here. Sol is down a little bit this week. It's down about the same as Bitcoin, actually, tracking Bitcoin rather well. That's nice. A little bit more of a drop yesterday, a little bit less of a drop today, and that's totally fine. We're okay with that, right? I do believe that Solana has lower to go. Absolutely, I do. There's probably a lot of people, I don't know how many, but a lot of people who are like, this low has to hold. Solana can't go lower. Hold on, my voice is dying. Solana's going lower. If it holds this low, we're going higher. But if it goes lower than this, we're broken, we're done, we're dead. But that's not the case, guys. Solana can and probably does go below this low. Bitcoin itself is probably going to drop. Let's see how much. What's the percentage at now? Now that we've dropped a little bit. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Come on now, get it at the low there, right there. 71 to 72K. Let's put it right kind of in the middle there. 13%, about 13% or so, right? If Solana tracks Bitcoin and it tracks it perfectly, which I doubt. If Bitcoin drops another 13%, I bet Solana drops a little bit more. 13% would take you down to this low. And maybe you do. Maybe you find support right there. Maybe you track it perfectly. Or maybe you do this thing that's very common, which is you drop a little bit more than Bitcoin. So my expectation is once you're below this low, you found your low. You're very close to it. I don't think that Bitcoin drops 13% and Solana drops 30%. I don't think Bitcoin drops 13% and Solana drops 26%, right? Maybe it drops about 20%, maybe. Maybe it drops about 17% or something that's just below. But let's see if we can find an area that makes the most sense for Solana here, right? Let's see. Let's take an overall low to a high here. Let's do that. Low here to a high there. Yeah, I mean, the next target area would be the 382, but the thing is, that's a 40% drop, and if Bitcoin's dropping 13%, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. In fact, the only way that I can make sense out of this is that I'm not bearish enough on Bitcoin, and that instead we're going to see something that's a little bit more intense. And if that happens, I don't know, maybe. I don't think that's going to happen here. So, I'm not going to count that. Maybe we should take this high. No. No. I don't know. 97 bucks. There you go. Yeah, you're at 126. That actually makes a little bit of sense, right? $100 as support, maybe. $100 as support, nice psychological support. That could make sense. Let's see if we've got something else to go off of here. Maybe, yeah, let's take this last cycle high to low. Let's do that. High here to low here. 786, there's nothing, man. There's really nothing on the fibs that would stop you from seeing a 30% drop or more, which is exactly why I don't think you're going to do that. Because if Bitcoin drops 13%, I don't think Solana's going to drop 30%, man. So I don't know. Maybe this most relative pivot, the obvious one, is the one that I should have stuck with the whole time. Low to high. Yeah, $103 to 97 bucks. There we go. That's a winner right there. 1618, 1272 down to the 1886200 makes total sense to me actually. So, yeah, 103 bucks, 97 bucks. That's the target area. If Solana drops to that area right now from this area here down there, it's about an 18% drop to maybe a 22% drop. That seems a bit much if Bitcoin's going to drop 13% or so, but it can happen. It can definitely happen. And if it happens, it's going to be very quick and wicked. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if you saw a little bit of an extension right down to that area, because I think a lot of people with Solana, it's been months. It's been, since August that you've held up this low. And there's probably even a lot of people that capitulated here because we took out these lows, right? Whenever you took out these lows, I'm sure there are a lot of people that capitulated down here. It's going to be the same effect. This time, less capitulation because you're still holding this low. But once you get below that line, that's the low. Make no mistake. Once you're below 120, that's the low. When you're around 100 bucks, that's the low. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but that's my expectation at the very least. When it comes time to growth, and you are going to grow, Solana, you absolutely will grow. Let's talk about that. Solana's got a $65 billion market cap right now. $65 billion. I think this thing will be worth hundreds of billions of dollars by the end of this cycle. Okay, from a high to a low here, hundreds of billions. Well, if you're at 65 now, a 2x would give you a $130 billion dollar market cap, right? That's 100% growth. That just takes you up to here. So 130, 260 would be a 200x, right? 260, 520. Sorry, so not 200x, 200%. 520 would be 400% growth, and that could be the extent of it, right? Solana seeing a $500 billion market cap, that could be your all-time high area, right at $500 billion there. Now, if you wanted to go higher, you could. It's possible, but this would bring you closer to about $1 trillion. Now, the thing is, I don't think, like most cryptos, I don't, or unlike most cryptos, I don't think that you're going to see your 1618 or beyond. You could, but now we're talking about a market cap that's over $1 trillion. And does that happen? Maybe. If it were to happen, I suppose Solana could be the first crypto ever in existence that in its second bull cycle sees $1 trillion. That'd be a big first, but that would open up, that would be crazy, guys. I mean, if a crypto can see $1 trillion market cap in 2 cycles, I mean, man, we might have to start looking at Caspa differently. Honestly, I know Caspa's been a big disappointment for a lot of people this cycle, but not not for me, man. It's been performing exactly as expected. I thought the high was in whenever the high was in there, and I'm looking to buy some more, right? I'm not trying to talk about that as like a point of bragging about being right. I'm trying to set the record straight, because whenever I talk about a coin that's doing bad, people might think, oh, you like Caspa? No, I do like Caspa. I think that's a good investment, but I haven't been bullish on it. I'm just saying I think Caspa has more to grow, and what I'm saying here by this definition, I don't care if I'm right or wrong. That's not the point. The point is, if Solana in 2 cycles can see $1 trillion market cap, the only other crypto, in my opinion, that's really like a disruptor that like really stood out, that saw phenomenal growth this cycle, kind of like Solana did last cycle, is Caspa, right? And if it does, I don't know. That could open up the doors. That's all I'm trying to say, but I don't think it does. I don't think that you break above $1 trillion. No, I don't think Solana sees a 17x from here or anything of that magnitude. But if I had to be honest, sure, I guess that's the maximum price I could ever see happening this bull cycle. But I doubt it. I really strongly, I would bet against it. But maybe it happens. It could happen. Who knows? Solana is in the strategic reserve after all. Maybe every single strategic reserve coin gets $1 trillion. You get $1 trillion. You get $1 trillion. You get $10 trillion Bitcoin. And that's probably what it's going to do. But I think that $1,000, that's at about $1 trillion, just under there. That's a nice psychological level of resistance on both fronts. So I think that's probably a more appropriate high area to call for, is about a $1,000 to $1,200 price. Don't be surprised if you go a little bit above the 1 for 1 for. It's completely fine and possible to do. And you very well could, at a $500 billion market cap, stop right at about 670. When Solana moves up, all the little baby Solanas, all the baby Sol coins, they're going to move up as well. But until then, we've got lower to go. So $126 now. I think Solana, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I do think that it's run its course. I think that if you're looking to make money in crypto, this is not the coin for you, because even at the best case scenario, where I'm just optimistic as I possibly can be, which I don't think is going to happen, that's a 17x. You guys, the average coin is going to do a lot more than a 17x. Probably like a 25 to a 30x, right? That's the average altcoin. So you could just like close your eyes, throw a dart at a board in the dark like they do on Dumb Darts. Shout out to Dumb Darts. It's a YouTube channel. Check them out, Dumb Darts. They literally do that, and they buy crypto based on that. And you would probably have a better time making money doing that than you would buying this thing, honestly. But will you make money buying Solana even at these prices? Yes. It will still go up. It's not in jeopardy. I just think it's boring. It's very boring. You've got so many exciting options. Why would you invest in this, right? It's not. It's run its course. It's seen its phenomenal growth, right? And the only people that are getting into coins like this are people that are newer to crypto, who bought the media hype, right? And it is a big coin. It is worth hyping up, but it's not going to outperform the rest of the market. Absolutely not. It's going to get outperformed by the rest of the market. Until then, until you maybe move up to a 17x, or likely move up to like around an 8x to a 9x, or potentially even just a 5x there. Just a 5x. That's still phenomenal, right? Regardless of what you do, I do believe you're going lower first. You're at 126 now. We'll see you around $100. Don't be scared if you go to $100. Don't be scared if you go a little bit below $100. Okay, but something in that area probably happens over the coming days. If not by the end of this week, very, very early next week, and then we'll begin to recover from there. April's going to be a good month for all of crypto. May, June, it's going to be a good month. The rest of the year is going to be a good year. So I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.